Wcbs-Tv, Virtual Channel 2, UHF Digital Channel 36, is the flagship station of the CBS television network, licensed to New York, United States. The station is owned by the CBS television station's subsidiary of Viacom-CBS, as part of a duopoly with Riverhead, New York licensed independent station WLNY-TV, Channel 55. The two stations share studios within the CBS Broadcast Center on West 57th Street in Midtown Manhattan. Wcbs-TV's transmitter is located at One World Trade Center. In the few areas of the eastern United States where a CBS station is not receivable over the air, WCBS is available on DirecTV and select cable systems. WCBS-TV's history dates back to CBS opening of experimental station W2XAB on July 21, 1931, using the mechanical television system that had been more or less perfected in the late 1920s. Its first broadcast featured New York Mayor Jimmy Walker, Kate Smith, and George Gershwin. The station had the first regular 7-day broadcasting schedule in American television, broadcasting 28 hours a week. Among its early programming were Harriet Lee, 1931, The Television Ghost, 1931 to 1933, Helen Haynes, 1931 to 1932, and Piano Lessons, 1931 to 1932. Because W2XAB was broadcasting its video on 2750 kc and audio separately on W2XE at 6120 kc in the shortwave band in 1931, the experimental station's signal could be received in nearby states beyond the New York metropolitan area, as far away as Boston and Baltimore. In Allentown, Pennsylvania, some 80 miles, 130 kilometers, distant, the local newspaper even listed W2XAB's daily program schedules, for example, as did the Ithaca Journal in upstate New York, 175 miles, 282 kilometers, northwest. Announcer director Bill Shutt was the station's only paid employee, all other staff were volunteers. W2XAB pioneered program development including small-scale dramatic acts, monologues, pantomime, and the use of projection slides to simulate sets. Engineer Bill Lodge devised the first synchronized sound wave for a television station in 1932, enabling W2XAB to broadcast picture and sound on a single shortwave channel instead of the two previously needed. On November 8, 1932, W2XAB broadcast the first television coverage of presidential election returns. The station suspended operations on February 20, 1933, as monochrome television transmission standards were in flux, and in the process of changing from a mechanical to an all-electronic system. W2XAB returned with an all-electronic system in 1939 from a new studio complex in Grand Central Station in a transmitter located at the Chrysler Building, broadcasting on Channel 2. W2XAB transmitted the first color broadcast in the United States on August 28, 1940. On June 24, 1941, W2XAB received a commercial construction permit and program authorization as WCBW. The station went on the air at 2:30 p.m. on July 1, 1 hour after rival WNBT, Channel 1, formerly W2XBS, making it the second authorized fully commercial television station in the United States. The Federal Communications Commission, FCC, issued permits to CBS and NBC at the same time and intended WNBT and WCBW to sign on simultaneously on July 1, so no one station could claim to be the first. WCBW's initial broadcast was the first local newscast aired on a commercial station in the country. Its assigned frequency was 60 to 66 MHz, now known as Channel 3 but then referred to as Channel 2 in the 1940 to 46 alignment of the VHF band. Program schedules were irregular through the summer and early fall of 1941. Regular daily operations began on October 29 and WCBW received a full broadcast license, its construction permit and commercial program authorization on March 10, 1942. After the war, the FCC reallocated the television and FM bands. WCBW closed down its operation on the old Channel 2 at the end of February 1946. The 60 to 66 MHz band had been reallocated to WPTZ in Philadelphia's Channel 3, in order to move to a new Channel 2 at 54 to 60 MHz. It quickly began operation on the new frequency, where it remained from the spring of 1946 until the end of analog full-power television service in the late spring of 2009. The call letters were changed to WCBS-TV on November 1, 1946, after the FCC allowed television stations owned by radio stations in the same city to use the same call letters as the radio station with the suffix TV. It is the only station in the CBS-owned station group to have been built from the ground up by the network. On February 26, 1951, WCBS-TV became the first station to broadcast a regularly scheduled feature film series, The Late Show. On August 11, 1951, WCBS-TV broadcast the first baseball game on color television between the Brooklyn Dodgers and Boston Braves from Ebbets Field. As were all color programs at the time, it was transmitted via a field sequential color system developed by CBS. Signals transmitted this way could not be seen on existing black and white sets. The CBS color system was scrapped after the FCC embraced the alternative RCA all-electronic dot sequential system, which was fully compatible with the existing monochrome television standard, late in 1953. However, CBS telecast few programs in color, either locally or through the network, until the mid-1960s when color television sets became more affordable to the American public. In May 1997, the station adopted the CBS2 branding, along with sister stations Wcbs-Tv in Los Angeles and Wcbs-Tv in Chicago, while retaining a unique and distinctive logo. Wcbs-Tv's over-the-air signal was not affected by the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks that destroyed the World Trade Center. Unlike its competitors, Channel 2 had long maintained a full-powered backup transmitter at the Empire State Building after moving its main transmitter to the North Tower of the then new World Trade Center in 1975. The station's coverage of the attacks was also simulcast nationally on Viacom, which owned CBS at the time, cable network VH1 that day. In the immediate aftermath of the attacks, WCBS-TV was briefly the only full coverage over-the-air television service operating in New York City, although the station lent transmission time to other stations who had lost their transmitters until they found suitable backup equipment and locations. The backup transmitter had been put into operation once before, when the World Trade Center bombing of February 26, 1993 knocked most of the area stations off the air for a week. WCBS-TV discontinued regular programming on its analog signal, over VHF Channel 2, at 2 p.m. on June 12, 2009, as part of the federally mandated transition from analog to digital television. The station moved its digital signal from its pre-transition UHF channel 56, which was among the high-band UHF channels, 52 to 69, that were removed from broadcasting use as a result of the transition, to channel 33, using PSIP to display WCBS-TV's virtual channel as 2 on digital television receivers. Since the station qualified for the Nightlight Clause in the DTV Delay Act, WCBS kept its analog signal on for 1 month to provide public service announcements, starting on 3 p.m. on June 12 and permanently shutting it down during the early morning hours of July 13, 2009. This possibly made it the last full-power NTSC broadcast television station in the United States to discontinue analog transmissions. Digital Subchannel 2.2, branded as CBS New York Plus, was launched in November 2011 as a 24-hour news channel drawing upon the resources of WCBS-TV, WCBS Radio, 880 AM, WINS, 1010 AM, and WFAN, 660 AM and 101.9 FM. The Plus service was eventually planned to be rolled out to CBS other owned and operated stations, but only WCBS and KYW-TV in Philadelphia added Plus channel services. On December 12, 2011, CBS television stations announced its intent to purchase Riverhead, New York licensed WLNY-TV, Channel 55, later announced for a purchase price of $55 million, creating a duopoly with WCBS-TV. The company announced that it would add additional on-air staff and expand WLNY's local news programming. At the time, that station had only an 11 p.m. newscast. The FCC approved the sale on January 31, 2012, and CBS took control of the station on March 30. WLNY suspended its own news operations the previous date and began airing WCBS-TV-produced newscasts on July 2, 2012. WCBS-TV as of February 2012 has a construction permit for a digital fill-in translator on Channel 22, to be licensed to Plainview, New York, which would serve portions of eastern and central Long Island where WCBS-TV's signal is affected by the presence of WFSB, a CBS affiliate in Hartford, Connecticut which also broadcasts on Channel 33. In 2016, WCBS-TV returned to transmitting from One World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. On October 21, 2014, CBS and Weigel Broadcasting announced the launch of a new digital subchannel service called Decades, scheduled to launch on all CBS-owned stations on May 25, 2015, including on WCBS-TV on Channel 2.2. The channel is co-owned by CBS and Weigel, owner of CBS affiliate WDJT-TV in Milwaukee, with Weigel being responsible for distribution to non-CBS-owned stations. It airs programs from the extensive library of CBS television distribution, including archival footage from CBS News. On September 3, 2018, Decades was replaced on 2.2 by Star TV. Decades returned to the New York market in October 2019, when it was added to WNYW Channel 5.5 as part of an agreement between Weigel and Fox television stations. As a result of the 2016-17 FCC Spectrum Incentive Auction, WCBS-TV moved its digital signal from Channel 33 to Channel 36 on August 1, 2019. On December 12, 2018, WCBS-TV, in cooperation with CBS Interactive, launched CBSN New York, a local version and partner of the CBSN service. CBSN New York can be accessed from cbsnewyork.com, cbsnews.com, and their respective mobile and streaming apps. On December 4, 2019, CBS Corporation and Viacom remerged. WCBS and WLNY therefore became part of Viacom CBS. The station's digital signal is multiplexed. In 2002, WCBS-TV acquired the over-the-air rights to New York Yankees baseball games, replacing Fox-owned and operated station WNYW. The games, produced by the New Yes Network, remained in the station until the 2004 season. The rights moved to UPN affiliate, now My Network TV-owned and operated station, WWOR-TV, beginning in 2005. It also aired any Yankee or Met games as part of CBS MLB broadcast contract from 1990 to 1993. From 1956 until 1993, WCBS-TV carried most New York Giants games through the network's coverage of the National Football League. CBS lost the rights to the National Football Conference, NFC, to Fox in 1994, resulting in Giants games moving to WNYW. Currently, Giants preseason games are carried by NBC-owned and operated station WNBC, with WWOR-TV being served as an overflow station if the Summer Olympics conflicts the preseason schedule. After a 5-year absence, the NFL returned to CBS and WCBS-TV in 1998 through a package of American Football Conference, AFC, games. The station currently airs New York Jets preseason games and most regular season games, along with occasional Giants games, usually when the team plays host to an AFC opponent at MetLife Stadium, or, since 2014, through the cross-flex broadcast rules, any Giants games where they play another NFC team that are moved from Fox to CBS. The station also aired occasional Jets games when they played at home to an NFC team from 1970 to 1993. During the regular season, some Jets games are rotated with WNBC, through NBC Sunday Night Football, WNYW, through NFL on Fox, and Thursday Night Football, WOP-TV, through Monday Night Football, WPIX, through Monday Night Football, if WOP-TV is not airing them, and select TNF telecasts not carried by Fox's package it shares with NFL Network, and in rare cases, WWOR-TV, through Monday Night Football. The station has aired the Giants' victory in Super Bowl 21 and loss in Super Bowl 35. In 1980, WCBS-TV aired Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals via an episode of CBS Sports Spectacular, where the New York Islanders won their first of 4 straight Stanley Cups. WCBS-TV presently broadcasts 33 hours, 5 minutes of locally produced newscasts each week, with 5 hours, 5 minutes each weekday, 3 hours, 5 minutes on Saturdays, and 4 hours, 35 minutes on Sundays. Like other CBS-owned stations, WCBS-TV offers a web-only newscast called CBS 2 at Your Desk, available weekdays at 9 a.m. Also, available are streamlined editions of the noon, 5 and 6, and the 11 p.m. newscasts. There is also a Lohud Report edition of At Your Desk, operated by WCBS-TV and Lohud.com, the website for the Journal News, a Gannett Company-owned newspaper covering the lower Hudson Valley. The Journal News has a partnership with the station where Wcbs-Tv uses the newspaper's offices for its Westchester bureau, and the Journal News gets a 30-second promotion during the 6 p.m. newscast for the next day's top story. Wcbs-Tv cooperates with sister station KYW-TV in Philadelphia in the production and broadcast of statewide New Jersey political debates. When the two stations broadcast a statewide office debate, such as for governor or United States Senate, they will pool resources and have anchors or reporters from both stations participate in the debate. Additionally, the two stations cooperate in the gathering of news in New Jersey where their markets overlap, sharing reporters, live trucks, and helicopters. On October 2, 1996, the station executed an unprecedented mass firing without any advance warning, citing the need to shake up its news operation. 7 people were fired: anchors John Johnson, Michelle Marsh, and Tony Guida, sports anchor Bernie Smilovitz, who promptly returned to his previous station, WDIV in Detroit, and reporters Reggie Harris, Roseanne Coletti, and McGee Hickey. The firings came after the 6 p.m. newscast. Johnson and Marsh had anchored the 5 p.m. newscasts and signed off at 6 p.m. stating, "We'll see you at 11, but never got a chance to say goodbye on the air." The massacre, as it has come to be known, was part of a move enacted by then news director Bill Carey to boost ratings, although it came at a time when CBS was under pressure to boost revenues, having just merged with Westinghouse. It was also part of a major reconstruction of the newscast, culminating in the May 1997 rebranding to News 2. 2 months prior, Warner Wolf had returned to the station, having left in 1992 for Wcbs-Tv, the CBS affiliate in Washington. When the News 2 name was put in place, a format change was also instituted, going for a faster-paced newscast with more stories. This was reinforced by reminders that News 2 had more news in less time, every time, and a rundown of stories to come. After a year, little to no progress in the ratings was made, so this format was done away with, a new virtual studio format, alongside bright, orange and white graphics and a club remix of WBBM-TV's I Love Chicago, Chicago My Home theme, which the station has used in various forms for all but a few years since 1982, was tried out. This did not work either, so this approach was junked, in favor of a more traditional newscast. The club remix of the WBBM theme would continue to be used until early 2000. In 2000, Joel Cheatwood, creator of the 7 News format at WSVN in Miami, was appointed as the station's news director. At his suggestion, the newscasts were rebranded from News 2 to the CBS 2 Information Network, using content partners such as U.S. News and World Report and VH1. He also gave the newscasts more of a tabloid feel. While considerably watered down compared to Bill Applegate's work at WBBM-TV in Chicago, John Lipman's work at KCBS-TV in Los Angeles, Fox flagship WNYW, and Cheatwood's work at WSVN, and even compared to WSVN's sister station, WHDH in Boston, it was much flashier than had been seen on New York's Big 3 affiliates. He also retooled the 11 p.m. report as a gritty, down-to-earth style newscast, termed Nightcast. At this point, the station was sharing studio space with CBS Sports, having shared street-side studios with CBS then morning newscast, The Early Show, as a part of its short-lived attempt at a newscast at 4 p.m., which they had attempted in the early 1990s. It also began usage of 2 different music packages from Ed Kalehoff, who had composed WNBC's Were For New York campaign and NBC station's package that was in use at the time, one for the normal newscasts titled WCBS Grand, which began alongside the debut of the 4 p.m. news, and another package especially intended for Nightcast. It did not work, and Cheatwood was gone by 2002 in favor of New York veteran news director Diane Doctor. The station became simply CBS 2, and gradually phased out the tabloid elements, the information network, and Nightcast. In its place, Doctor introduced a News for the People approach similar to that of her previous employer, WNBC. The Kalehoff-produced themes were replaced with the John Hagner-produced News in Focus, which sister KCBS had used starting in 1997, and had replaced just days before WCBS adopted the package. Several pieces of WCBS Grand have since been recycled by Kalehoff as music cues on The Price is Right under the title Grandeur. The graphics and logo mainly became blue and silver, with that color motif remaining to this day, albeit with the addition of gold, with successive graphics packages, including the last several which have been shared with most of the other stations in the CBS-ONO group. After Doctor's arrival, WCBS placed a revived emphasis on hard news, while attempting to revive some elements of its glory days. For instance, in 2003 Arnold Diaz rejoined the station to revive Shame on You, an Emmy Award-winning series of investigative segments. He had worked at the station from 1973 to 1995, leaving to serve a similar investigative role at ABC News. In December 2005, Diaz once again departed, this time leaving for WNYW. Another segment was Eat at Your Own Risk, which highlighted unsafe conditions at New York area restaurants. Ironically, the cafeteria at the CBS Broadcast Center was cited for violations by the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Violations included the presence of rats and roaches, as well as food temperature issues. Despite this and other attempts at fixes, the ratings did not significantly improve under Doctor's watch. Doctor was criticized for airing Shame on You and Eat at Your Own Risk segments ahead of major stories. She also came under fire when Channel 2 aired its 11 p.m. newscast of May 24, 2005, with a story and exclusive video of actor Burt Reynolds slapping a CBS producer, while rivals Wcbs-Tv and WNBC-TV led with an important vote in the U.S. House on stem cell research. On May 27, 2004, Doctor fired popular sports anchor Warner Wolf, 3 months before his contract expired, without giving Wolf a chance to say goodbye on air. This incident was widely panned by several newspapers, including the New York Daily News, and the move alienated and angered many viewers. Wolf was replaced by the much younger Chris Ragg, who was brought in from NBC affiliate KPRC-TV in Houston. On June 1, 2005, Jim Rosenfield rejoined the station to anchor the 5 and 11 p.m. newscasts with Roz Abrams, who joined Channel 2 the previous year after an 18-year run at Wcbs-Tv. The son of a former CBS executive, Rosenfield had worked at the station from 1998 to 2000 before moving to WNBC to anchor Live at 5, after a contract dispute with Channel 2. Rosenfield replaced Ernie Anastos, who moved to WNYW in July 2005. On August 22, 2005, Wcbs-Tv launched its new Doppler weather radar named Live Doppler 2 million. It has 1 million watts of power, and is live, compared to other Dopplers in the market which are delayed by about 15 minutes. Live Doppler 2 million was the punchline of a joke on an episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live, and was ridiculed on the popular Opie and Anthony radio show. The station renamed the radar in 2006 to Live Doppler. The station also uses the Viper radar processing software. Coincidentally, transportation reporter Arthur Sheehan was fired from the station 3 months earlier after mistakenly using expletives live on the air in response to someone from Opie and Anthony disrupting his live report as part of their assault on the media contest. On April 14, 2006, Diane Doctor left WCBS-TV. The station decided to move its news department in a new direction under new general manager Peter Dunn, who axed Shame on You and Eat at Your Own Risk. Doctor reportedly did not agree with the new plans, and opted to leave. The station has since overhauled its graphics and anchor lineup, winning praise from media observers. In early September 2006, WCBS-TV's weather department entered into a partnership with the Weather Channel, with meteorologists from the cable channel often appearing on air with existing WCBS-TV meteorologists. WCBS-TV also received information from the Weather Channel, in addition to using its radars and satellite imagery. The Weather Channel featured updates with WCBS for New York City's weather on its Evening Edition program with one of the WCBS meteorologists, and forecast intros on WCBS began with "Now time for your exclusive forecast from CBS 2 and the Weather Channel." On July 7, 2008, this partnership ended when it was announced that the Weather Channel had been sold to NBC Universal, owner of competitor WNBC. On November 6, 2006, WCBS-TV made a personnel change on its noon and 5 p.m. newscasts. Former sports director and anchor Chris Ragg became co-anchor of both programs, along with newly hired Christine Johnson. Both replaced Roz Abrams and Mary Calvi on those newscasts. Abrams' contract was allowed to lapse, and Calvi was reassigned to weekends as the sole evening anchor. Calvi co-anchored on mornings with Rob Morrison. More changes came on December 25, 2006, as John Elliott was introduced as the new morning and noon meteorologist, replacing Audrey Puente, whose abrupt breach of contract demotion led to her being allowed to become the new chief meteorologist at WWOR-TV less than 2 weeks later. WCBS-TV also hired Lonnie Quinn, who had been a weatherman in Miami, as they phased out John Bolaris, who had rejoined WCBS in 2002. On June 25, 2007, Reagan Johnson added the 11 p.m. newscast to their duties, trading places with Dana Tyler and Jim Rosenfield on the noon program. Tyler and Rosenfield continued to co-anchor the 6 p.m. newscast. Rosenfield left WCBS in May 2008 and was replaced with recently hired weekend anchor Don Dollar. In the February 2007 ratings period, WCBS-TV finished second behind Wcbs-Tv from Sign On to Sign Off, its best showing in 16 years, although most of its newscasts still finished in third place at that time. By the November 2007 sweeps period, Channel 2's local evening newscasts had overtaken WNBC for second place, mainly due to declining ratings at WNBC. It was Channel 2's best news performance in 12 years, but it still trailed Wcbs-Tv by a fairly wide margin. On April 11, 2007, WCBS-TV became the third New York City television station to begin broadcasting its newscasts in high definition. In May 2008, WCBS led WNBC by an even wider margin. However, its longtime number one new newscasts ratings fell behind WABC, the only other station to offer a new newscast in the New York area. WCBS has been unable to regain the lead at noon since, although they were still second in New York City among the market's evening broadcasts at the time. WCBS elected to change the noon anchors again after approximately a year and put the noon broadcast in the hands of the morning news team. The then current anchors were Maurice Dubois and Mary Calvi, with John Elliott providing weather forecasts. Dubois has since switched to anchoring the weeknight 5 and 11 p.m. newscasts with Johnson, with Rag moving to the early shows. He later returned to anchor WCBS's 6 p.m. weekday broadcast with Dana Tyler, and is now partnered with Calvi weekday mornings and at noon. In the February 2011 Nielsen sweeps period, WCBS-TV's 11 p.m. newscast unseated Wcbs-Tv for first place in total households in the Times lot. WABC continued to lead in the key demographics at 11 p.m. WCBS-TV quickly lost its lead at 11 p.m. after Wcbs-Tv regained its status as number one at 11 p.m. in the May 2011 sweeps. Wcbs-Tv has since kept its number one status at 11 p.m. recently. WCBS-TV has moved back to third place in ratings due to an increase in ratings at WNBC. On March 12 and 13, 2020, WCBS-TV's evening newscasts were produced by Los Angeles sister station KCBS-TV, and its morning newscasts originated from KPIX-TV in San Francisco, after the CBS Broadcast Center was closed for disinfection due to 2 employees tested positive for the coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19. With weathercasts being originated from the Weather Department's mobile broadcast unit. Newscasts resumed from the broadcast center that weekend. However, on March 18, the broadcast center was again shut down and production was transferred back to KCBS-TV. On March 20, WCBS-TV began to originate newscasts with their regular talent from the Stamford, Connecticut studios of Yes Network, which were otherwise dark due to the delay of Major League Baseball's upcoming season due to the pandemic, before moving back again to the broadcast center, beginning on April 17, with the morning newscast. Tony Aiello, General Assignment Reporter. Dick Brennan, General Assignment Reporter and fill-in anchor. Mary Calvi, Anchor. Alexis Christoforous, Business Reporter. Maurice Dubois, Anchor. Alice Gaynor, General Assignment Reporter and fill-in anchor. Dr. Max Gomez, Medical Reporter. Carolyn Gussoff, Long Island Reporter. Cindy Suit, Anchor and fill-in anchor. Christine Johnson, Anchor. Marcia Kramer, Chief Political Reporter. Otis Livingston, Sports Anchor. Jennifer McLogan, Long Island Correspondent. Jessica Moore, Anchor and General Assignment Reporter. Lonnie Quinn, Chief Weathercaster. Dana Tyler, Anchor, host of Eye on New York. Chris Ragg, Anchor,